Rappers endanger their lives in a lot of ways. Some of them are embedded in the streets, while others have crippling addictions to drugs and alcohol, putting them in a constant risk of overdosing. But for Dave Blunt's, the situation is a little different. Because even though he claims that he can't put down the cup, that's just one of the dangers that's facing him. While the walk could be a problem, it's his waistline that really has people wondering if there's a way back before it's too late. It's your boy Louaista, and today we're discussing the Dave Blunt's controversy. Recently, Iowa-based rapper Dave Blunt has been making moves. Recently, he's appeared on prominent platforms like On The Radar and has steadily dropped 7 projects over the course of the past year. And gradually, his buzz has been building, with fans enjoying his high-pitched delivery and melodic style.
Sipping on promethazine, with lean I fell in love. I can't put down the cup, I can't put down the cup.
But the attention he was getting back then doesn't compare to the chaos that surrounds him now. Because after he performed his first ever show, people couldn't believe what they were seeing. Immediately, Blunt shocked everyone with the sheer size of him, and the fact that he couldn't even stand up the whole performance. And as soon as the footage hit social media, everyone had jokes. One user said, "the notorious BMI." Others referred to him as the last chairbender and claimed, "fuck the cup, but he gotta put the plate down." He was even dunked on by fitness influencers like Bradley Martin, who could barely understand how someone of that size exists, even unflatteringly comparing him to a notoriously obese Star Wars character.
Bro, he gotta go on a diet for real. I didn't know he was that fat. You couldn't even tell he was that fat in the radar thing. This guy looks like Jabba the Hutt, bro. It's kinda, anyways. Alright.
Left alarmed by what they had seen, hip-hop commentators scrambled to give their audiences the scoop on Dave, all the while remaining in disbelief over the situation that he's in at such a young age.
Oh, he's a lean sipper. How much I think he weigh? About like 300, nah, more than 300. Yeah, probably like about 600 pounds right here. I don't know too much about him in terms of his come up story. I'm guessing he just got on with that one song. I think once he's gotten past that very small phase of, okay, he's new, he's going to want to make sure his health is good. And if his health is good, now granted, I think people would look at just like his size and be like, yo, bro, we can't lie to you and say this is any type of healthy weight, brother. You look more than morbidly obese, right?
Although it seems like he appeared overnight, the Davenport MC has actually been working towards this for a long time. In a recent interview, he revealed that he's actually been cooking in the studio for 6 years now. Everybody told me I was crazy. You know, I felt like Chicken Little, but now I really feel like Chicken Little because the sky is really falling. You know what I'm saying? After such a long time attempting to reach big audiences, Dave should be ecstatic about the position that he's currently in. But between the public's reaction to him and some persistent health issues, things likely aren't panning out the way that he hoped they would. Because for most people who've recently discovered him, the conversation is less about whether he has the talent to be a future star, but if he's going to live to see the age of 30. As footage of his inaugural live show went wild online, he was unsurprisingly in for a lot of comments about his rotund look. But while Dave must have assumed that the internet would have had a field day with that, one thing that he likely didn't expect was that a hip-hop legend would be taking shots at him. Under a video of Dave performing, Snoop Dogg came out of nowhere to give him some unsolicited advice. Well, put down the chicken wings and the Tata chips, nephew, and that chair gonna break soon. Get to the end of the cup. Clearly, this assessment from Snoop struck a chord with Dave because soon he took to Instagram to tell the Dogfather that he didn't deserve that and to clap back at Snoop for playing a sexual abuser in the hood classic Baby Boy. I'm actually a very good guy. I take care of my family, I put my friends into positions to win, and I'm chasing my dreams every day. Despite his best efforts, Dave couldn't put this behind him or leave it at that. So he took a bold step of dissing Snoop from the stage at Juice WRLD Day.
Hey, Chicago, do y'all have a problem with me sitting down on this stage? Yeah. Exactly. Get the off my head, Snoop Dogg.
Right off the bat, he tried to explain why he'd talk about a legend like that.
And as far as the Snoop Dogg shit, yeah, I mean, that's real. You know, I had got on the first altercation we had, I got on the stage and he said, you know, put down the chips, put down the all that other shit. And I'm just like, my whole thing about that, why I didn't like that was because that was a very proud moment. You know, that was my first time performing and I didn't do nothing to nobody. I didn't say anything to anybody. I just performed, achieved my goals, and that was a really proud moment for me. And so for me to get online the next day and to see people shame me for that, I don't necessarily feel like that's cool.
And for his part, Snoop actually laughed it off.
That was funny. Go ahead, little homie. I mean, big homie. Do your thing, cuz. I ain't fucking with you. Have your fun. I apologize to this nigga. He's still going off on me, cuz. I must be getting old.
But when you realize that Dave wasn't just sitting down again during this performance, but was literally hooked up to an oxygen tank while doing it, it's no wonder why the internet completely backed Snoop and agreed that he had a valid point.
Because like y'all might not notice this, like he couldn't even hold his breath up long enough to sing his own song. Then like this girl came on whenever she realized that. You know, Snoop Dogg wants to call him a fat ass. Snoop Dogg's right. Snoop Dogg at the end of the day, he's like 50, 60 years old, still going around doing shit all the time. This dude's never gonna be 50, 60 years old. He's losing fucking weight. He couldn't even sing his song, even sitting down. Okay, he's 23 years old. In the process, he even woke up catching strays from comedian Godfrey, who had Snoop's back.
This is not me putting him down, but I think Snoop Dogg was actually giving a f. Snoop's gonna say it his way. What did you want Snoop to go, hey, sweetheart, you gotta just, no, it's Snoop, man. Snoop put some laughing emojis there. Actually, he's paying attention to you. He's trying to help you out. That's the way he's trying to help you out. It's this woke society now, this so-called fat shaming that is keeping people in bad health. I mean, I'm afraid for the guy. Let's keep it 100. You're on stage with an oxygen tank, sir. When you say get off your dick, let's be honest. Can you find it?
At the moment, it seems like all of the press he's been getting is a double-edged sword. Because while he's reaching new milestones in his career, there's also a whole subreddit dedicated to mocking him rather than being made out of genuine fandom. Is there a human being long enough to make it through Dave's ass cheek tunnel? Besides that, Dave also can't do an interview without his weight coming up as one of the main topics.
I'm like, yo, this dude's voice is angelic, it's crisp, it sounds 300 pounds lighter.
Right.
I didn't know it was you.
What do you mean 300 pounds light? How do you sound skinny?
Well, you just sound angelic. You just sound like...
I'm trying to see if I should be offended by that or not.
Technically, you shouldn't. I don't think, because that just means that you're able to sound so much better than you look.
Yeah.
You know?
Type shit.
Despite the fact that he has 7 albums out and a viral hit with his track The Cup, alongside other notable tracks, music is generally not the first, second, or third thing that anyone wants to ask him about. Because across the board, they are more interested in his condition than anything else.
In one of your songs, you said every time you fly, you have to buy 2 seats.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
That's real. Yeah, that's real. I gotta take 2 seats. Yeah, man. That shit is.
I was wondering, like, where do you shop at to get your clothes and shit?
Mainly like places online is where I get my clothes. Hell yeah.
You got like a plug and shit that lace you up.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I see you always got the black and gray sweatsuit on.
Yeah, man.
Kind of became like your image.
I mean, this is the only clothes that I really have.
Considering how long he's been aspiring to do this, it's obvious that music matters immensely to Dave. He's even described it as a toxic relationship and said that only his mom prevented him from giving up when he was ready to abandon his goals.
I threw the equipment in the garbage. Like, she dug it out of the garbage, put it on my bed, and she was like, you know, don't give up on your dreams, some shit like that. And yeah, bro, like shit, after that, you know, like I had to keep going.
Yeah. So did you wanted to quit back then? Like, what was that
I've been making music since like 2018. I've quit and came back to that shit so many times. It's like I had like an abusive relationship with music, you know what I'm saying? Like,
now, she stopped him from making music, but she probably didn't intend that he'd be treated as a sideshow attraction by some. However, she likely takes pride in how he's being supported by others. Alongside the love of a whole lot of fans, he's had cosigns from Lil Yachty, and apparently, there's even talk of them working together.
First thing Lil Yachty told me, just normal nigga shit, you know, him telling me to get a trainer, me telling him, you know, get some new nail polish. We spoke on the phone, and the first thing he told me is like, you know, your music is really good. It's like, it's different, you know. I knew Juice WRLD, it reminds me of him, and we're gonna do an album together, so you just have to keep grinding, and I can't wait to work on that album. And I said, yeah, me either.
Likewise, SZA has shown love to him on social media.
There's been a lot of big artists that have reached out and shit. Like just the other day, SZA liked my shit.
Yo,
fucking SZA.
SZA? SZA?
Hell yeah, SZA.
You did that video with Nirvana,
Yeah.
and she liked that video.
Yeah, she
Yes,
did.
yes,
That
dude,
shit was
that is
fire.
huge.
I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
How did you think that even reached her? Because she doesn't follow Nirvana.
I don't fucking know, man. People be saying I have a mythical For You page pull
Yeah?
and shit. I don't know.
Probably.
That could be what it is, man. But
Bro, I need to
yeah.
see you flick up with SZA. Like, that would be amazing.
That would be fire.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But amid all of this progress that he's making, the big problem is that the attention he gets from his weight comes with a higher price than just a few jokes. In recent months, Dave has been making repeated visits to the hospital, even trying to record from there to ensure that his momentum doesn't slow down too much. As he recently revealed, his health problems date back to his high school days, as he's always been on the bigger side.
Why were you in the hospital?
I had like severe asthma. I think I was at school and I passed out and they couldn't wake me up, and I ended up having like pneumonia, some shit like that.
But as the strain of carrying that kind of excess weight continued to spiral out of control, he has already suffered life-threatening issues. And at the age of 23, Dave has already come back from the brink of heart failure.
Yeah, I made that song while I was in the hospital. So I was actually in my hospital bed. My mom brought my studio equipment to the hospital, and shit, I was cooking up while I was in there, learning how to walk again and shit like that. Had a catheter in, all that shit. So
Why were you in the hospital?
Heart failure.
Damn.
And if that wasn't a wake-up call, who knows what is? Over time, Dave has spent so much time in medical centers that even his dreams of being with one of his homegirls were crushed there.
Well, the first hospital room story that comes to my mind is, my friend Solar, I poured my heart out to her and, she didn't feel the same way. Really hurt me down deep to the core. And it took a lot of time to get over it, but I think I'm finally over it now. I'm ready to get back in the field.
But alongside making music while he's there, Blunt suggests that he also tries to make the best out of a bad situation.
I either posted that, but I took that picture because I was trying to send it to a girl to get some sympathy. Another sympathy picture. I had my grandma take that one for me. She came to visit me and I was like, I need to get these pictures from a different angle to really capture the essence to get more sympathy.
As much as he's tried to be comical about it, it's clear that he isn't capable of grinding to the degree that he'd like because of all these issues stemming from his health. But that isn't because he's happy with it or trying to be some tale of body positivity. In fact, Dave has publicly stated that he wants to change, although he is under no illusion that the problem doesn't lie with him.
Is that something that you struggle with, or do you just love yourself and you're like, F it, this is who I am?
Yeah, I'd say it's something that I struggle with, yeah. But I'm working on it, you know what I'm saying? I plan, hopefully after this album drops, I can sign a deal and, then I'll have the money to, get a personal trainer, you know what I'm saying, all that shit.
Do you like overeat, or do you have more like a glandular thing going on?
Well, it's not a glandular thing. I don't know what that is. But
Well, it's like people it's either like you're kind of doing it to yourself, or like some people have kind of like a health condition.
I'd say it's definitely me doing it to myself, yeah.
At the moment, Dave's health is far from ideal. But while it is the most pressing issue he needs to address, it's certainly not the only one. Because alongside his weight posing issues for both his well-being and ability to be taken seriously, another problem for Dave is that there are some people who feel his entire image is fake. Since he came out the gate, Dave Blunt has been sharing wild stories about his life. For starters, he claimed he was trapping back in high school.
First memory from high school, probably selling Xans in the bathroom. It was a good time in life. Really, when I think back to like good times in life, I think back to that time of selling Xans in the bathroom at school.
But he wasn't just selling narcotics. Just as the song says, he says that his claims that he can't relinquish lean is based on his own real addiction to the purple drink.
Don't go down the rabbit hole, kids.
Yeah.
See where it leads you. 600 pounds.
Wow.
And not being able to put down the cup.
Oh, so that's a real thing. You can't put down the cup.
Yeah.
Over recent months, Dave has built a lore around his life that has seeped into his music alongside tales of drug use. He also frequently raps about an alleged ex-girlfriend from a situationship that he remains hung up on by the name of Madison.
Definitely crying in the kitchen.
Crying in the kitchen for sure, right? That's the one
that shit was about a real situation. That whole album was about a real situation. It's about this girl who I had a situation with. Her name is Madison. It's like her new guy, his name is Julian. Yeah, man, that whole situation is insane.
Yeah, all right, because Madison name, all right, there's a few people that get name dropped a lot in your song.
And that's only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to his wild lyrics. Whether he's being homophobic,
And I love all my niggas, but I promise I'm not a
or referencing a pro wrestler who murdered his wife and son. But the real danger to Dave's already rocky credibility is that not everyone is happy to take his image at face value, and that's because there's a whole lot of holes in his stories. One prime example came with his alleged girlfriend that appeared alongside him on stage at Rolling Loud. After images surfaced of the two, an apparent DM leaked where the girl in question denied being in a relationship with Dave and couldn't believe anyone actually thought that. But despite her making no further appearances on his Instagram, Dave has continued to act like they're together in his posts and interviews. I had to find out if my bitch out here fucking. She's not. We good, by the way. Then, during a recent call to No Jumper, he doubled down on the relationship being genuine. However, he sounded very nervous about the prospect of her speaking out.
Come on, man. Hey, listen, no, I did not, man. I'm very respectful. That's my girl, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's your
Come here
girl.
and disrespect her. Yeah, man, that's the love of my life, man.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know from the way you phrased the
So
first
you
part. I
been,
didn't realize
so
it.
you been smacking that.
Right now, anyways.
You been smacking that. Yeah, we definitely gonna interview her. You wanted her to get an interview. She's made it to No Jumper.
But this is only part of the deception that people feel he's carrying out. Because to many people online, his love of lean doesn't come across as authentic, and they even think that he's exposed himself several times. These days, Dave is closely associated with the cough syrup. Apparently, he's even getting free lean because of it.
Since you've gotten big making music, have you noticed that people try to tax you more for lean?
No, the opposite. I go to these studio sessions and they're like, here's a free pint. Just, they giving me free lean. And this shit is unheard of. Nobody, they don't do that.
Yeah, that's, no, I've never heard anyone say that shit.
Like, I'm so serious on my life, on my mom's life. They just give me free lean.
That's fucking lit.
But even though he's always pictured with the cup like an extra large Lil Wayne, and wears custom tracksuits saluting his love of the purple, there is reason to believe he doesn't sip at all. For starters, he has knocked over his cup on podcasts several times and it always appears to be empty.
Don't come around me, stop coming around me and my friends. Like, I don't want you around, you know what I'm saying?
For many, this seemed fairly obvious. This just in, Dave Blunts doesn't drink lean and water is wet. But it appears to be a shock to some, as now, one of his biggest gimmicks is being debunked. Because around the same time that Reddit was waking up to this, he was exposed by No Jumper, who feel that there's just no way he could be sipping and still be surviving.
Is it confirmed that Dave Blunts really sips lean? I'm not saying that comically, like.
No, Mike.
Yeah.
He don't sip lean.
No, and he's honest about it because when we did the interview with him, no, it's
the big
an empty
vibe.
cup all the time. There's nothing in the cup.
I seen
ever.
something in the cup before, and it was purple.
When he did the interview, there's nothing in the cup.
Yeah.
And I've never seen him with anything in the cup. And he's not even, he knocked his cup over like 8 times throughout the course of the fucking interview. And it's like, he's not even really, like, honestly, the way his body is shaped, he cannot drink lean. Let's be real. He's going to die.
All right, so
to make matters worse, his love of lean has led the Iowa rapper to be accused of jacking a style. In recent months, Dave has refused frequent comparisons to Big Mo, another heavyset rapper with a similar image, who was also known for his love affair with lean. Despite the obvious similarities, Dave has insisted that he doesn't know who one of the leading lights of the iconic Screwed Up clique is. But Houston legend Paul Wall isn't buying it, and says that he has to pay homage if he ever wants to be respected in H-Town.
You know, I mean, somebody coming from Houston, from Texas, it's, you know, we see his whole style, which it looks like a junior Big Mo. Who Big Mo is from the Screwed Up clique. He was also large like that, had very similar hairstyle. Used to always wear the velour stuff, you know, velour suits. He had, you know, his whole stuff was purple stuff. He had a song called Purple Stuff, album called Purple Stuff. So when I see Dave Blunts rocking the purple stuff, rocking the velour suits, we see somebody who, you know, might have been influenced from Big Mo, but then he came out saying he never even heard of Big Mo. So us from Houston, we're like, well, how you don't never heard of him, but you got your whole style, sound, and look and everything like him. So I'm a little torn on how I feel about his style, but definitely when it comes to his health, I definitely want to encourage him.
With so many question marks over what's real and what's fake, the effect of all this is that the general public just aren't buying it. After watching the interview, dude's whole life story is damn near a lie. Wherever you stand on Dave Blunts, he is currently at the peak of his relevance to date, and clearly, many of those in the game think there's something special about him. For that reason, his current condition has sparked concern in fellow artists including G-Eazy, Sway Lee, and Jaleel, a rapper with the exact opposite build of Blunts, who offered his assistance. Please gang, we need you here. Anything I can do to help, let me know. Stay healthy, stay creative, block out the negative. Even some of those who have had to stand idly by as a young rapper destroyed themselves with their vices have tried to get through through to him. After he performed at Juice WRLD Day, Lil Bibby let it known that he was rooting for him to put down the cup. Despite the fact that he might be confined to a hospital bed right now, Dave still has big plans for 2025. As long as I don't get by a label and they only let me release 1 album a year and shit, I plan on releasing 3 more albums this year. It's gonna continue that theme. The idea of me having a conversation with one of my haters. I plan on releasing a bunch more music. And I'm able to do that because my music is a direct reflection of what's going on with my life at the moment. I'm just a regular and that's how it's gonna stay. But the issues Dave faces are twofold. As aside from the obvious issues of ensuring he's healthy enough to actually carry out his dreams, he needs to strike while he has the world's attention too. Because unfortunately, his size isn't going to be enough to keep people's attention if they don't take the time to actually listen to his music. And as of right now, his vitality is tied to his weight, and it's working to the point that it's expanding beyond hip hop.
This all kind of seems like it's intended to go viral. Like he's on stage with the fucking oxygen tank. That doesn't seem like it's like an accidental thing that he's out there looking like that. So I feel like this has got to be at least partially a play, but it's like it's working unbelievably well because I'm even seeing like right-wing commentators. I swear I just saw like Matt Walsh of What Is a Woman, of like, you know, the Daily Wire, basically like attacking him for not even attacking him, but just acknowledging like this is not healthy, this is insane, this is out of control.
To keep the world locked in, he has to urgently readdress that balance, because it's gonna take a lot more than being viewed as a meme for him to have the career that he wants. But unfortunately, he's still trying to combat that at the moment.
Yes, I am on oxygen currently. As you guys seen, I was in the hospital a few days before my Juice WRLD show, and they said, you're gonna need to be on oxygen and you're gonna have to stay in the hospital. And I said, no, there's no way I'm missing this. Is there any way that I can do the show? And they said, well, if you take oxygen with you, we can okay you to leave the hospital.
Okay. And
I'm like, all right, like, bro, I'm not gonna stop nothing from achieving my dreams and achieving my goals. You know what I'm saying?
Above all, success is one thing, but your life is invaluable. And to be able to live any quality of life, Dave needs to take action before it's too late, as you've got some people giving him 2 years tops if doesn't. And hopefully, with the support of so many renowned figures in hip hop, he can pull off the transformation that he so badly needs. It's your boy Louaista, and I want to thank y'all for watching today's video. As always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.